unacceptable views.
Now with the front line with Joe and Joe. Once again, let us go into the breach. To all my friends who think the world is going to end because of climate change, I want to throw this one at you. In the last 12 hours, Mount Etna released more CO2 into the atmosphere than all of human activity since humans walked on the earth. How's that one grab you? Do you think the world is going to change and or end because of that? Keep paying that carbon tax. I want you to look at this picture, and I want to draw some conclusions from it. First, look at the picture. It's short. Couple comments. A captain of a team goes to war for his people. That's what a leader does. He leads from the front. Is that what's going on in Canada? Honestly. Draw your own conclusions. I'm not going to tell you how I feel. You draw your own conclusion. What you just saw, do you see your leaders up front going to war for you? Not for an ideology, for you, because that's what a leader does. He puts a knife between his teeth and he goes to war for you. Is that happening? Draw your own conclusions. Trudeau's in Winnipeg. He's telling the people exactly why he has to bludgeon them to death due to a second carbon tax. The world's going to end, you know, because of climate change. Play the clip.
It's absolutely unprecedented. The level of challenges we face, first of all, the ongoing challenge of climate change, but that is articulating itself with more and more extreme weather events. I don't have to talk to any Manitobans about flooding. But the wildfires we're seeing, the hurricane we saw just recently in Atlantic Canada, the challenges right across the country. Climate change is real, and it's having a huge impact on our lives and our communities, and people are rightly worried about the fact that it's just going to get worse in its impacts over the coming decades.
Trudeau's a true believer. He's going to tell you that until he's blue in the face. That climate change is the worst thing that's ever going to happen to this world as we know it. He is an absolute true believer, and that is why he is full steam ahead. That's why you're getting a second carbon tax, people, and he's not going to stop because he believes in his heart of hearts that he is doing right by you. He believes this. In the process, he's grinding you into the dust. You know, any person who is a working person that supports Trudeau should think about what I just said, because you're not going to be able to make it. He's going to then, after he bludgeons you to death, the next step in this process, follow the World Economic Forum rhetoric, universal income, throw you a crumb, you become a slave. Are you okay with that? Is that how you want to live? That's the next stage of this. That's where it's going. He is a true believer, and he's not going to stop. Justin Trudeau's worth $85 million. He's going to be just fine. He's not on the plantation. You will be. Second carbon tax coming your way, Canada. How are you going to make ends meet? Do you know what's in it? Let's break it down. Let's look at the small print. Play the clip. So we hear the rhetoric. Justin Trudeau is for the middle class. How's he for the middle class when he's taxing you to death? How? You tell a tree by the fruit it bears. He's killing you. Is he for an ideology or is he for the people? One has to ask that question. Are you asking that question? Because you can't pay your bills now. 1 in 4 people are going to a food bank to eat. That's what I read. So what does he do? He taxes you more. Why? Because he is a climate alarmist. And he is absolutely in lockstep with the globalists. So you elected him, and he represents the globalists. Doesn't seem to me that he represents the middle class, yet he's telling you he is for the middle class as he bludgeons you to death. You can't pay your bills, and he's taxing you some more. Just saying. Coming soon in Canada, the Liberals are going to create woke museums. Public funds will support a tailored political cause rather than an education. Couple comments. Can't change history, guys. I know you're trying, but you can't. Sadly, the woke leftists, and that's just what they are, sadly, do not value the country that they come from. They want to change reality. They should be patriotic. Canada is a great country. They should be proud of it. You can't rewrite something that has taken place. You simply can't. You could paper over it. You can try, but ultimately, the truth is the truth. The fingerprints are the fingerprints, and you're not going to be able to wipe them away. But they're going to try. In the process, they are going to malform a generation. In the process, you are going to deform the education system. And in the process, you are not doing your own country justice. You should be appalled by this, frankly, because it's the next generation that is going to have to build upon this one. And frankly, we're not preparing them to do it. We're simply not. We're handicapping them. This is ridiculous. It's happened in the US. It's happening in Canada. It's all part of the woke agenda. Woke has to go. Woke has to go. It's this distorted view of reality, and you can't change reality. It is what it is. Justin Trudeau accuses Pierre Poilievre of choosing to sit behind a veil of ignorance. Play the clip.
Poilievre is choosing to sit behind a veil of ignorance instead. He doesn't want the facts to get in the way of a good political argument or a personal attack. I think Canadians have to ask themselves the question, is that a serious leader? Is that a serious way to handle something as important as foreign countries trying to mess with our democracy, with our businesses, with our diaspora communities? On an issue like this, we have to be grounded in facts. That's what this government is doing. That's what David Johnston has done. That's what Pierre Poilievre refuses to do.
Couple comments. Can you say gaslighting, Batman? Justin Trudeau was born on third base, and he thinks he hit a triple. I like that one. What do you think? It's pretty witty. Canadian cop who gave $50 to the Freedom Convoy is ordered to work 80 unpaid hours as punishment. Constable Michael Briscoe will be forced to serve the extra hours on rest days and vacation. Couple comments. Cuckoo! That's the first comment. Second comment, are you serious? $50 to the Freedom Convoy, guys who are fighting for human rights, working men, i.e. fighting for human rights, and you punish them like that? I'll be honest with you. You're harsher with this guy than you are with common criminals that basically are coming in and out of your criminal justice system and terrorizing your own citizens. Canada, you can't be okay with this. Clearly, your government is, but they are cuckoo as well. Time to take a step back and think about this. Irregardless of your political position, think about the people who are getting arrested. Think about the people who are not only getting arrested, the crimes they are committing, focus on that, and then let right out onto the streets and terrorizing you. And you guys punish a man to the degree that you're punishing him for making a $50 donation to patriots. Patriots. I'll say it again. They fought for human rights. And he gets nailed to the wall. A very famous man once said, if they persecute me, they will persecute you. That man was Jesus Christ. And what else he said? He said, rejoice and be glad, for yours is the kingdom of heaven. I want to break down a tweet I recently just read. It says this: Pierre Poilievre is a traitor to Canada, and he's a threat to democracy in Canada. Pierre Poilievre is a fascist. Let's break this down, because this is the leftist thinking. Anytime someone challenges leftist ideas, globalist ideas, you're a threat to democracy. What does that mean? Replace democracy with you're a threat to me. You see, they substitute words. A threat to leftist democracy, a threat to progressivism. They just put democracy. And that's incorrect. They're not interested in a democracy. They're interested in a totalitarian state that dictates to others. That's what they're interested in. Point one. Point two, Pierre Poilievre is a fascist. Actually, they're the fascists, and it's pure projection. Why do I say that? Because they're not tolerant of your ideas, and they absolutely demand tolerance of theirs, and they force them down your throat. I'm a Catholic. I believe that a parent has rights over their children when it comes to, say, gender identity. They say no. Why? Why can't you just be tolerant of my belief system? No. They're the fascist. That's it. And I want to make another point with that term. Pierre Poilievre is a fascist. Anytime someone puts any type of boundaries, rules, or says there is authority, you're a fascist. Let me just explain something to you. Society without boundaries, without rules, is chaos. No matter where you live. You have to have laws. You have to have rules. You have to have boundaries. Leftists cannot grasp and or won't grasp that idea. They believe they could do anything they want, anytime they want. And in doing so, they destroy the fabric of society. They simply do. And the proof is in the pudding. Don't just listen to my rhetoric. Look at what's going on right outside your door in cities like Vancouver, Toronto, Montreal. Tell me that their ideas are working. Tell me I'm wrong. And if you're going to tell me you're wrong, show me examples. I'm pointing to the examples whereby these type of statements are nothing but ridiculous. He's a threat to democracy. Wrong. He's a threat to you. Let's be clear, because you are not interested in democracy, and you're the fascist.
Hey Canada, show the country that you stand for freedom with one of these hats from our store. Your purchase supports this channel. Check out the link in the description and order yours now.